Has everybody had a fresh drink? Because apparently I'm funnier the more you drink. Well, it's the summer jump off, and it's also Father's Day, so I'd like to say Happy Father's Day to everyone who has a child, even if you don't know about it. Just having a good day, and we're having some great summer weather here. When I was a little girl, a long time ago, my mom used to say really weird stuff like, oh, enjoy the summer because before you know it, you'll be back to school. The summer just flies by. And I would always think, what the hell is she talking about? Summer lasted forever when I was a kid. And then I grew up. And now, it's not so much a long thing, it's a quick thing. And one of the things that always bothered me is how I've morphed into my mother. And now I say things like, how can it be the middle of June already? When I was a kid, like some of my contemporaries out there, we did stuff that nobody would do now. Rode a bike without a helmet. Maybe even rode the bike without a helmet behind that mosquito fogging truck that drove through your neighborhood. Which explains a lot of the inconsistencies as an adult. We drank water from the hose. Yeah. We would go out in the morning, maybe grab a bologna sandwich at lunch, and then come back home when the streetlights went on.
Right.
And our moms never knew where we were, because they didn't care. They were inside. They knew where they were. That was the important thing. If somebody needed a mom, you could go and find one. They were inside watching a soap opera, right where they belonged. Well, one of my favorite things to do when I was a kid, in our neighborhood we had this huge hill. Now somehow the hill has gotten a lot smaller since I've gotten older. But we used to trek up that hill, and then one by one we'd take turns laying down like this, and then one of the Herman kids would give you a good shove and you'd go rolling down the hill as fast as you could. It was the first time I ever experienced feeling out of control and exhilaration at the same time. Now if I feel out of control and exhilaration at the same time, I have a prescription for it. And as a matter of fact, at this point in my life, I do feel a little out of control and exhilarated, and I'm going to let you in on a secret one. My husband and I are building a new home. So who out there has built a home?
Not me.
Tony, okay? So Tony and I probably will know that you have to pick out like every frickin' nail. The hinges, the cabinetry, the tile, you have to stay in a budget. This was not necessarily prompted by a creepy neighbor. This was more, come on, that was good. This was more, we want to live on one level and have everything be new and be in a homeowners association where we won't have to mow or pick up apples in the backyard or shovel the snow. So we're moving on. Now, before we signed any paperwork, and because I watch shows like The Dead Files and Ghost Adventures, I had some questions that I had to ask our builder before we started to date. Our builder's name, let's just call him Dave, because his name is Dave. I said, Dave, I have some questions that are really important to me. So he listened, and I said, was this ever an Indian burial ground? Was this ever the site of a Victorian-era circus train derailment? Was there ever a fire at an orphan's home? Was this ever the location of a tuberculosis ward? Or was there ever a mass murder here? And with a completely straight face, he said, I think it was a farm. So I was good with that, so we signed it. Oh, what's that? Chelsea, where are we moving? We're moving way west of here. Now, some of you might know, I live out in a place called Carver County. It's west. If you kept driving and you see the earth curve, then you know that you're almost to the end of Carver County. Now I'm moving farther into Carver County. There is a town with the name of Waconia. Now, in the Sioux language, the word Waconia means fountain or spring. So literally, Lake